everybody! Welcome to Very Dead Gaming. I'm Very Dead, and today we're doing some more illegal smuggling to make some money. My original source of illegal goods has dried up. The place that was giving me the missions has dried up as well. So it's time to look for another source. And this is part of the game that is probably the most challenging, is finding that money train. And so that's what I'm going to be doing to get started here. Unfortunately, this morning when I got started, just looking at some systems, turned out that everything was pretty much done. So what I did was I started to look for, let me find a system. I started to look for systems that were in Civil War state, because those are the easiest ones. And then I was looking for one that had a decent population, and then like one station. So, and I'm just going to give it a shot. I'm going to head out here to hit 1582, and there's a single station there. It's Trumpler Hub. We're going to go check it out, and it's quite a ways in from the main star. So we'll take a look. So it's 7 jumps there. Let me just check my cargo hold, make sure I'm empty. Very good. And a couple of things too before we get started checking out the initial statistic. We have trade rank of 73%, and I'm at 644 million. I'm looking to hit 700 million and get to 80%. It should be pretty easy to get above 80% today, but that all depends on what I find in the system. So, and I figured I'm just going to go look around, find some places with Civil War, and see what we can do. And so off we go to a new system. I don't think I've ever been here before, so I'm pretty sure it's, well, I'm not sure about anything, to tell you the truth. I don't know where I was going with that.
Landing coupler disengaged. You are clear to leave.
Alright, and so I am, oh, that's a big ship. Let's get out of its way. Didn't know which way it was going. Alright. Oh, and another big ship, so we're gonna keep waiting. We have quite a few jumps to do, so I'll probably have to stop along the way and refuel, because I don't think I can do 7 jumps.
You have cleared
5
all
at
fire
most,
zone.
maybe 6.
Flight control signing off. Oh, you know what I need to do is
switch to make sure I only jump through populated systems. That's always an important thing to do when you're in the bubble. Maybe extra, especially if you don't have a fuel scoop and you're making a long trip. I'm gonna switch that up once I get into this system. Make sure that I'm doing that. This looks like I think I am actually doing that. Hang on. I'm gonna look up this system. It looks like it's at war. LPE. I don't know what I'm system. This is GCRV 52424. That's the Let's take a look at factions. No, Civil War. We have a Civil War status here. I think it might be a Thompson Port. These guys aren't in the system. These guys are. There's the belly process. Oh, see, these are planetary. Here, I'm gonna go check this out. Oh, can't. That's why. That's why. Because I need a large landing pad. So I guess it's just time to jump. I'll stick with the original plan. Galaxy map. We're gonna go here. We wanna. So they all have an economy of some sort. So alright. So now all these systems that I'm jumping here should be populated. There we go. Civil War reported here. I might as well just stop. Check it out. I think the issue with a lot of these systems is that even though they're at Civil War, they don't have a large landing pad. They're at these little outposts. And outposts will do me no good. Not for what I'm looking for. I gotta stop there. Hop up a few reserves. And we'll check out the mission board once we're there, just to make sure we've got it all sorted out. got an inspection. Unfortunately. I mean, Civil War is in this system. This is the part of the game that it takes a significant amount of time.
Gutamaya, Papa Alpha Tango. This is the Imperial Flight Operations Bureau. Please follow established docking procedures. Docking request approved. Please land on designated pad number 10.
Definitely had a little bit of a problem there. That's called an accidental boost. You never want to do that in this ship.
Current approach vector is good, Commander.
Hey, Solitaire, how are you? Welcome. I'm currently looking for a new system.
1,000 meters from touchdown.
Oh, hang on.
Welcome to our star and the war in place Imperial service. We are pleased to offer a wide range of facilities. Note
that working? Better? Ah, there we go. Yeah, boy, oh boy. I don't know. Thank you for letting me know the mic was screwed up. I had to reset my whole audio system. So the thing about Windows that's pretty terrible is that it just goes off. Sorry about that. And I have no indication that anything's wrong on my end. All my meters look correct and everything. So but I had to reset the whole system. I appreciate it. I think I have to get I just have to upgrade my audio system just a little bit. I think something separate from the PC is gonna do me a little bit better, or at least a separate. I'm using integrated audio on the motherboard, and it just always seems to give me trouble. Yeah, you know what it is? It's a software issue because I use a lot of virtual cables, and something weird. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for a new system, and that provides a lot of missions and is looking for okay, so here, like, we have non-lethal weapons, explosives. I don't want delivery, I want source and return. So reactive armor. So it looks like we might have something going here. And Civil War, let's take a look. Reactive armor. And I just need to see what's close to this system. Because I was working out of Diagondry, and so these two systems are in Civil War. I don't think any... Oh, there's nothing going on there. Nothing there. Yes. I've found that it's very profitable. And okay, so there's two factions here. I'm gonna just bookmark this system, and I might come back. I'm gonna go look at a couple of others before I decide. We have okay. And we're going to continue on our way to the original system that I found, because it looked a little bit more promising. But you never know. This one looks like it'll be good for a little bit. I was hoping that I would get more factions in the Civil War. I think if there were 4 factions and all of them were involved. The other thing is I might, instead of just Civil War, I might look for war between systems, because I might be able to do some trade between those two systems that is beneficial. But I made some good progress yesterday. My trade rank is now 73%, so it was actually pretty good progress yesterday, and I have about 640 million in credits. Unfortunately, it's going to stagnate a little bit today as I look for a system, and then I'm going to have to build up my rank with that system. Doesn't it sound like fun, though? Let's play both sides. Exactly.
You are clear to resume predetermined flight path. Safe travels, Commander.
The trick is to know when to get out, I think. You ride the wave right until it breaks. Comes crashing in. Few more jumps. The system I found, it's in a Civil War, and it's the only station in the system. So I'm hoping that that will help. That it won't spread out the mission so much. But we'll see. At this point, I'm just guessing. Jumps, I think, and so I think I should be able to make it without refueling again. That's always a bummer, but I don't want to have to keep re-kitting, putting a fuel scoop in. Oh, this is my last jump. There you go. And this is the first time I haven't been in hostile space for a long time. Which is nice. Alright, so we have a little bit of a hoof haul. That's fine, feel free. You'll hear if something's going on. It's just I'm doing the search right now. It can be a little bit of a slow going. There's not really much interesting going on. It's more of detective work. You're looking for that system that has what you're looking for. This one should be Civil War. This is the only system station in the entire system. So I'm hoping that's working in my favor. Now, unfortunately, it's 22,000 light seconds in, so that's not really fun. But that could also work for my favor if I look around to some other systems and see if they're either doing delivery missions here, because that can really jack up the amount of money that you get for doing deliveries, just because it's so far away. Or I'm hoping that I'm going to get a good quantity of source and return missions for illegal goods, but we shall see. It may be kind of a bummer. I've been sorely disappointed at a few systems that I've checked that I thought for sure these were going to be a winner, and they turned out to be just nothing. They were not a lot of quality missions. So according to EDDB, this system is in a civil war, but we'll see. Sometimes the information is stale. if you're gonna do a run like this, this would be, or running missions out of a base this far in, it's a good idea to get some music to kind of occupy your time. That's usually what I do when I'm not live streaming. I'll play some music in the background. Sometimes I'll play an audiobook. That's always good. But this is definitely a bit of a haul. So if the rewards aren't very high, and now, well, who knows? I mean, what I could do is when I get out here, I'll do a search for systems that are nearby that have illegal items. That can work as well. So almost there. It's just the reason I picked it was because it is so far in, and also it's the only station in the system, and it's a pretty high population system. All right. And off we go. They just wanted to irritate me a bit, that's all. Nothing like pulling you out of Super Cruise and then flying away. Oh, the anticipation. You know, you hope that the board has something high quality for you. And that it's going to have some good missions. But you never know until you get there.
Papa Alpha Tango. This station is under Imperial sovereignty. Kindly observe traffic regulations when approaching the facility. Approval granted. Set course for landing pad 39er.
Scan detected.
Okay. Time to look. Fingers crossed that we get something that we can work with here.
Empire would like to apologize for any hostilities you may have encountered on your approach to the facility, Commander. We assure you we are doing our utmost to eradicate these individuals.
So we have massacre missions, of course, which I'm not interested in. Here we go. Non-lethal weapons, but only one. It's not what I was looking for. I'm gonna reload the board a couple of times just to... Oh, wait. The weapons. Active arm. Okay, so there's 3 factions at Civil War so far. That looks pretty good. I might be able to do something with that. Oh, 4 factions at Civil War. Excellent. Yeah, there we go. So I'm getting that means even if I only get 1 per faction, I'm getting 4 per board. That's better than what I was doing before. So I may try to make this work. Now see, the issue is this. It's not paying any better than a system that's close. So I'm gonna look for a Civil War system. Civil War close to 1582. Maybe even war. Let's try war. I haven't done that before. Let's try war. There are things close. Here's one. Appia. Only 51 light years away. Let me see what the closest is. 40. But yeah, here's a good one. 51. Yeah, it's 51 light years away. There's 22 systems in it though, or 22. But it's a high population. I'm gonna head over there. See, take a look. Because this system is not working for me. Now, here we have a bunch of terminals that are close in with, there's 2 of them, 1, 2, or 3 with large pads. And then planetary. I just want the orbital. So there's 3 orbital stations that I can take advantage of. So, and let's take a look at what the minor factions are. And this will tell you, these 2 are at war. And then we have some boom factions as well. Okay, so two are at war. There's a controlling and then the home system. I think I'm headed there. Because this is not... I'm not looking forward to the long flight to and from. And it didn't look like it was very profitable. Good. Yeah. Pick a station here, we'll see. Alright, so big stations are this guy. There's 4 stations. So book market and this is what it is. This is how you hunt for candidate systems. You're looking for, I'm looking for a very specific, and I don't know what a system at war it looks like, but we're gonna go take a look because I haven't really ever specifically sought out a warlike system or a system at war.
Landing coupler disengaged. You are reminded to observe safe speeds when traversing the docking bay.
Make your way.
Please observe a minimum clearance distance while conducting flight operations.
Now we're out.
Please refrain from blocking the main flight thoroughfares. Make way, Commander.
So a couple of jumps. And we have a lot of stations to look at. So there's 4 that we can check the mission board for each of them before we start taking any. And that's basically just doing your research.
You are cleared to resume predetermined flight path. Safe travel.
gonna find
Commander.
the best missions in the system. And then that's where you go. That way you don't waste your time on things that aren't so good. And this is how I look for. This is how I found the missions that I was looking for the last few days that I was playing, dealing the illegal smuggling of arms in and out of the system. And it was highly profitable. It made me a ton of credit. And I didn't get any sort of fines because I never got caught. So that works. One more time, we'll just try it out. So this is the 3rd system. The first one that I visited, it actually wasn't that bad. It was a little short on factions, though. That I would like to see 3 or 4 at war, but I mean, if you only can find one with 2, if they're paying well, then that's all right as well. This is right here. Very close to the main star, which that is appealing if it works. A little bit fast there, so we'll gotta bring the. What I like to do is get pre-aligned with the entrance of the station. That way, that's the quickest way to get in and out without being scanned.
You may access this station by submitting a prior request. Access permitted. Plot route for approach to landing pad 25. Continue on approach.
See, like that scan, it came too late on the approach, so I I didn't have to do anything. I was going to be in the station before that scan completed. So let's see.
Contact confirmed.
Hunting for the perfect system.
This system is in a state of civil war. Be careful which side you favor.
Okay, so they're at war. Boom. War. Pending civil war. No state. Boom. Pending civil war. Okay, so we have this system is definitely a mess. There's war and civil war happening. And we see non-lethal weapons. Basic medicines. Oh, that's a delivery. All right, so I see non-lethals. There's a lot of delivery missions here. But are they all... They're going to a bunch of different places. Oh, these are all going to... let's see. They're all going to different... Yeah. Reactive armor, and... Well, those are not illegal. Refresh the board, see if we get anything better. And if not, we're gonna... There's 3 other stations I need to check. One more time, and just quickly check it. I'm not gonna take any missions. I'm just looking to see what spawns in after a couple of tries. A lot of massacre. Personal weapons, delivery, but no source and return. They have me delivering these to a different station here in the same system. So we will look, just gonna go to the next. Go to the next station. Because this station doesn't look like it's got what I'm looking for. So, all right. So I'm just going through and basically doing a mission board inventory of each of the stations. That first one, a lot of massacre missions, but not really giving me what I was looking for, which is source and return missions. And I definitely don't want massacre missions. Those are, at one point in time, those were good to do, but they really are not that great. You have to massacre so many ships, and the payout is very, very low. And when you do it, what ends up happening, like, I want to be allied with those two factions that are fighting so that I can get good missions from both of them. But when you do massacre missions, you'll become hostile with the one that, obviously the one that you're massacring their ships and killing all their pilots. And I want everybody to like me so that they pay me lots of money.
Papa, Alpha, Tango, please comply with all regulatory protocols before commencing docking procedures, Commander. Docking request approved. Set course for landing pad 10.
Scan detected.
Okay, come on now.
Touchdown. Engaging docking restraints. Beware, Commander. This system is in a state of civil war. Be careful which side you favor.
So, non-lethal, but not paying very well. So, good. Refresh this one more time just to take a look. I get anything better. And you know, that's really the name of the game. Is right now I'm just trying to find a system that's going to pay. And unfortunately, it's sometimes not very easy to find. Reactive armor. Personal weapons. There's some delivery. That's smuggling. Reactive armor. So this might actually be worth it. I'm starting to see a couple, 2 or 3 per board. Non-lethal weapons. That's legal. So I'm starting to see. Our Grant Port's looking pretty good. So better than the first one that I went to. So we're gonna go back to the system map. Time to check the other system, or I mean the other station. So now we'll go to Bus Hub. So that's 2 out of the 4 that I've checked. And what I'm looking for is I'll just base out of 1, and it's the one that's throwing the best missions.
Detachment confirmed. Take care when leaving the station.
So the search continues for a decent place to base out of. For these next bit of mission. I haven't quite found one that's looking like it's a prime candidate, although that last one I was at, Grant Hub, that looked fairly decent. But I think I can make that work. Gonna have to get allied first, so.
Gujamaya, Papa, Alpha, Tango. This is an independent star system, Commander. Request docking permission prior to touching down. Permission authorized. Set down on landing pad 17.
I'm also, I am playing primarily in open today. I will flip the boards between solo and open. And, you know, sometimes I do forget that I'm not in open, but I find that it's really no different. When you're in all these different systems, very rarely do you come across other real people, so there's really not much danger to it. Alright.
System shut down. There is a state of uprising in the system. Be careful of your sideways.
It's a state of uprising. A lot of massacre missions. Reactive armor. One. Passenger. I've never seen that. That's an odd mission where you go and you have to kill 12 passenger ship. Well, no. That doesn't seem to be anything that I want to get involved with. Alright, so this station doesn't seem to be that great. So again, we're gonna... Excuse me. I'm gonna take a look at the last station. Coal station. And now I can't get to any of these little guys. But it might be worth grabbing a smaller ship just to take a closer look.
Detach confirmed. You are clear to leave.
So we just have to check out this one last station. Come on, give me some good missions, and I don't want all those massacre missions. My goodness. So not a lot of money making today, that's for sure. I haven't done much of anything except search. It's unfortunate. I was really hoping that today would be the day, but the systems that I had been working for the last probably 5 or 6 days, they all switched state. They're no longer in civil war. They're all basically have no state. They're recovering from the civil war, so there's not giving any missions out that pay anything. So it's time to find another system with the similar status. So far it has been a little slow going, and you know, I'm not really looking forward to having to get allied again. That takes some time before you start getting the really good mission. You have to invest a few hours. But that's the way you have to play this game.
Papa, Alpha, Tango. Request docking permission prior to touching down. Docking request approved. Please make your way to landing pad 25. Continue on approach.
In order to keep bay traffic flowing smoothly, please follow standard operating procedures and request docking permission before entering the starport.
Landing completed. Deactivating docking systems. Beware, Commander. This system is in a state of civil war. Be careful which side you favor.
Okay. And of course your obligatory massacre. This system is looking to be a complete bust. Yep. They're at war, but they don't need any materials for war. They just want you to massacre the other people. Basically, do their fighting for them. I don't want to do that. I want to profit off of your war. Come on, guys. Get with the program. So that's the only source in return. Alright, let me try and refresh this. Maybe, you know, sometimes it's just a bad board. Who knows? We'll see. Come on, give me a good board here. I would like to see at least 4 missions sourcing and returning some illegal items. But I may have to get more specific as my search criteria for systems. Famine relief. out of weapons. Just really, really disappointing missions being handed out at these stations. It's a shame. Gonna give it one last shot here to find something. Let me just close garbage out. I think I'm going to go back to Civil War. And then I don't know what the primary economy should be. Maybe industrial? That's better. That's much better. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different. All right, Civil War. We're gonna try this guy. Got a few jumps to make though. Six jump. That's quite a distance from me, but I'm gonna go for it. Let me see. This one really, it seems to check all the boxes. Hopefully. Lots of fighting going on.
Ship is disengaged from landing pad. Your way is cleared for departure.
Sure. Okay, come on. Let this be the system I'm looking for. Be it. It's 6 jumps to get there. I'll probably have to refuel at some point on the way, but I'm hoping that I make it in the... search continues. And this is how you do it. I mean, you just have to be fairly methodical about it. Use your resources. Look for systems that fit what you think are the proper criteria for getting the missions that you want. It can be a pain in the butt. But when you find that system that has everything you need and it's dropping missions that you want, you can make your own little mini, I guess it's a mini gold rush. And you only know about it, so that's the other thing. It typically will last a little bit longer if there aren't like 5,000 other commanders doing the same thing that you're doing. Be able to make this. The fuel I have, we'll see. Galaxy map. Looking for okay. That's better. Very, very close to running out of fuel. That's called living dangerously, I guess. That's the system I'm going for there, right? And yeah, it's very close, so made it without refueling. Look at that. Love it. It's kind of like how I drive my car in real life. The empty light comes on and I just keep on driving. Whoa, okay, so we have a white dwarf. Wow. That's a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous thing. Let me, white dwarf. Yep, it sure is. Alright, well, we need to find a station. Unidentified signals. We're gonna go to Moisic Hub. And try not to get caught in the death zone of that white dwarf. Those things are nasty. So cool. It's an unusual system. With it's got a white dwarf as its main star, and it looks like it only has the one station, and there's a bunch of civil war happening here. According to Elite Dangerous database, 4 of the 5 or 6 factions are in a civil war, and that's what I'm looking for. I am a war profiteer today. I want to haul some illegal materials for maximum profit. I'll smuggle all I can. But I'm just hoping that this mission board has something worthwhile on it. I've come a long way, and so far, pretty much all the other systems I've checked have been kind of a bust. They haven't had that magic that I've been looking for. Not enough of the missions that I was looking for. Was at a certain point, though, you have to stop looking and just say, "Oh, this is good enough." And I didn't abandon those other systems. I still kept them bookmarked so that I can go back to them, need be. But the thing about this game is that you basically have an unlimited supply of systems to try and exploit, or whatever your money-making scheme is. And for me, I think I found a good one, supplying illegal weapons and such to Civil War faction.
Alpha Tango, you are now in Federation space. Be advised, docking access to this station is by permission only. Landing permission granted. Cleared to land on pad 09er.
Scan detected.
Okay, so got a scan early there, so... Security level alpha. That is a good sign. Means maybe a high price for smuggling. Come on. Alright, landmines. That's looking good. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have found a winner. Landmines, reactive armor. Yes. Alright. Civil War. Civil War. Non-lethal weapons, landmines. I think landmines is what we're going to be doing here. Now I have to find them. Civil War. Weapons. Reactive armor. Oh, it looks like landmines is the big winner. Excuse me. And that's unfortunate because that means I have to do a planetary landing. And I may not be able to find any nearby. So the first step is you look to see if they're giving you the missions that you want, and they are. We have, I saw, I think 8 to 10 missions where they were looking that they wanted landmines smuggled in. And take a look. It's LP 535-11. So we're going to bring back up Elite Dangerous Database. Because now we have to find mod. And we are looking for landmines. I'm going to change my home system so that it is localized. And, oh, we got to do planetary. Because remember, you can only get landmines from planetary. Oh, and look. Not a very good supply. Here's a decent supply within one jump. That is 2 jumps, I think. Well, here, let me take a look. It's my range. I think but that's a good price. This is the one we're gonna go for here. Boot Keep. It's at a great price, and they've got. Oh no, we're not going there. Look at this is where you have to weigh what's a good source for your let's see, G83-13. It's a good price. This one's closer, and I think I can do this in one jump. Yeah, we're gonna go this guy. That's the best price, and it's close. Got a good supply. That far away. We don't. Well, there's a good supply. Let's see. Yeah. We might clean them out pretty quickly, but that's the system. And then Fremont Keep is the, just gonna look that up in the galaxy map, and we're gonna start running landmines. Alright. Jump. And I'm hoping that when we're even fully laden, just one jump. And now the trick here is I'm not going to take any missions. I'm just going to head over there. I'm going to stock up on landmines. I'm going to smuggle them in. And hopefully make some sales.
Ship restraints retracted. Access corridor is clear.
Before I head out there, I gotta bookmark this system and this station. Map. We're gonna do. Okay, it's bookmarked already. We're gonna have to. This planetary base is the. the runs between these two systems, or these two stations, is not going to be as quick as what I had been doing, so it is going to take a few minutes longer per each run. So credits per hour may be less, or maybe not. You know, it depends on what I get per mission board. All right, so now what I need to do is we're going to go nav beacon. And I'm just going to hit the nav beacon so that I can get a full scan of the system. I know that I don't know exactly where this planetary base is. But it took about an hour, I would say, to locate a system that looks like it's going to pay pretty well. So I'll just scan the nav beacon. There it is. Okay, so now we're looking for, I think it's Fremont Keep is what we're looking for. I think that's it. There's a little system here, but that's where I'm going. Hi there, Sky Gamer. How are you? Welcome to the fun. We're oh, thank you for this subscribing. I appreciate it. Yesterday was doing a lot of smuggling and for fun and profit, and this unfortunately the systems that I was doing the smuggling in dried up. The Civil War ended and the missions disappeared, so it was time to go look for another system. And I've been through, I mean, it took me about an hour to find a good candidate system that looked like it was, I'm gonna make a lot of money smuggling. So I found it, and I'm making my first pickup of landmines, because that looks like what the target system wants smuggled in. So that's what I'm gonna do. And the point of all of this smuggling is ultimately I want to hit my elite trade rank, and I'm at 73%, I think, toward elite from the previous Tycoon. And I'm thinking if I can find a good system, I'll be able to do that in a couple of gaming sessions, so maybe 4 hours worth of play. I should be able to hit that elite rank, but we'll see. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. I wasn't anticipating burning an hour today looking for a system to smuggle in, but you know, it happens. That's the dynamic nature of this game. Here, we gotta idle back here. We're gonna the status of factions changes all the time, and even you know, you can change it by, you know, I probably shortened the Civil War by delivering so much contraband, but it's fun, and it adds an element. I've been playing for about 4 years, so I've had 2014 when it first came out. And I pretty much play weekly, if not daily. I usually live stream a couple of hours, minimum of 3 days a week.
Orbital flight engaged.
That's one big crater right there. But I hadn't done any trading in this game at all, at least not concerted. Maybe the first few months that I played, because it just wasn't a thing that was really interesting to me, especially, you know, when I still didn't know how to bounty hunt or do combat or anything like that. But I've kind of looped around. I did exploration for a long time. I've done a lot of combat, and now I'm finishing up my elite rank for trade, and it's been pretty fun. It's been very lucrative. Last few days I made over 200 million credits, so I can't say that it has been horrible. All right, so here we go, requesting our dock. Hey, Star Traveler. Yes, it is difficult to learn. In fact, I've been playing, like I said, I've been playing for 4 years, and I learn stuff every day when I play. There's things that I didn't know you could do. So if you're looking for a game that has, I mean, it's fully dependent on your imagination. They don't provide a ton of content for you. There is some, but mostly it's whatever you can think up to do in the game. But I've been able to keep myself very busy for 4 years, and I have not run out of things to do. But if you're interested in a difficult game that at times can be very frustrating, but also very rewarding, that's Elite Dangerous. It does not. There's nothing about this game that goes out of its way to make it easy for you.
Landing complete. Commence system shutdown. Welcome,
If you don't have a lot of time to play, it can be frustrating because it can take a very long time to make any progress. And so, you know, there have been periods over those 4 years where I haven't been able to play at all, but the great thing about it is the galaxy's there waiting for you whenever you have a chance to come back. Alright. So I'm going to check this mission board real quick. This is the system that I'm looking to source my illegal materials from. And what I also need to do here, I have to hit my galaxy map. And we're going to do the system map. What I need to do is go down, and I need to bookmark this. Fremont Keep. That way, when I'm trying to be efficient between systems, I can just click the bookmark on my galaxy map, and it'll get me locked in. So what I'm looking for here is to see state is election. Yeah, it's a lot different than Eve, though. Much different. But you might want to check it out. So I'll go to the commodities market. Now this is where I gotta see if. All right, they have landmines. Yay! All right, so I'm gonna buy up a bunch of landmines. Good.
Cargo hold at
That's
maximum capacity.
just under 700 tons of landmines I'm delivering. And just quick check. Always like to check and see. Okay, if they were illegal in this jurisdiction, you wouldn't be able to buy them in the commodities market. But when they are illegal, what it'll show you is on the right next to the landmines, it'll have a little illegal tag to it. That's how you always know if you're going into a system where it's illegal. You want to fly differently than if it's legal. You have to be much more defensive as a pilot. All right, so we're heading back to our source system here. And where is it? Moisek Hub. Plot that route. And good. Even with my 700 tons of cargo, it's still just a single jump back, and that is, for efficiency's sake, that's what you want. So we just need to get clear of the planet. Unfortunately, the system I'm jumping to is I have to jump through the planet, and it won't let me do that. I think we can learn a lot from each other. What I've found is that even though you play the game a long time, what you'll find is that other people, because they play it differently than you, they have a much different experience. And even if they haven't been playing as long, I usually find that you'll know things about the game that I've never even thought of. And it's like, oh, wow, I never thought of playing that way. That's pretty cool. I'll go ahead and try it. I think that's what I really love about this game, is you can get really creative and do all kinds of odd things with how you fly. How you play, how you pilot, different methods of doing combat, different types of building builds for your ships for doing different things. Engineering is a thing. I mean, there's just so much you can do. All right, so we're jumping back now, and so what I'm going to do is, to smuggle these things in, you don't want to be scanned in. You see how it says illicit cargo in the middle of my screen? I don't know if you can read that, but when you jump to a system, it tells you if you're carrying something that's illegal in that jurisdiction. And if it is, you want to make sure that you don't get scanned by the system authority, or you're going to end up becoming marked as a criminal. All right, so we need to. That is a white dwarf. We don't want to. We want to stop. Because did you see the big ring? If you fly into that ring, that is basically the death zone, and your ship will get destroyed completely. So you never want to fly toward a white dwarf. What you always want to do when you jump into a system is completely throttle back to 0, and then turn your ship and then accelerate away, because you're too close. That sphere of, I call it the sphere of death, that's around a white dwarf. It'll suck you in, and then basically your ship will get completely destroyed, and it's just a very sad thing, because you just can't get out, and it can take, like, my ship has pretty decent shielding and a decent hull, so it can take 10 minutes for it to spiral down into death. And I mean, usually what happens for me is I can't stomach it, so because I just get more and more angry watching my ship fall apart, I self-destruct. And then, for this ship, that would cost me 20 million credits right there, just for the rebuy. And that's not something I want to get involved with. I used to think I had those white dwarfs figured out, and then I lost a ship randomly for like no reason. You can do what's called a frame shift boost, and that it basically gives you a much bigger jump range, or it's called a neutron boost. You use a neutron star, though they have a much smaller death zone than the white dwarf does, and they give you a much bigger boost. But I mean, you like 3 times the jump range if you boost in the jet cone of the neutron star. But you can do the same thing in the jet cone of a white dwarf, but they're much more dangerous because if you misjudge the distance to the death zone of that star, you're cooked. And to me, and you get a much shorter boost on a white dwarf than you do on a neutron star, so it's really not worth the risk. Not to mention, neutron boosting also damages your hyperspace drive, your frameshift drive. It damages it. So if you don't have a method of repairing it with you, you could become stranded if you do too many. All right, so we're coming into the Moisek hub, and now, hey there, Daddy Chop Chop. Another way to do it, I'll show you. I'll show you how I do it. Is all you have to do is pop a heat sink, and it stops the scan as well. Alright, so we're pad number 2. That's just inside. Alright, so I hear someone coming up on me to scan me. I can hear him. But I'm going to be in. He's not going to get me. There we go. I'm in. No scan. No scan for you today. Because it takes a few seconds to complete. But I did not know that's a neat little trick for breaking a scan. You pop your hard points. Hey there, Commander Murdoch. Welcome back.
Security level Alpha is in effect.
Smuggling some landmines this morning. We'll see how it goes. And the payouts are going to be a little bit lower to start because I am not allied with any of these factions. There's one. I'm just going to accept any landmine missions I find. Only one. Boy, there were 4 of them. Yep, still being an arms dealer. I had to find another system though because the war ended where I was at, so I had to find another war. All right, so I'm looking at boosting my reputation as quickly as possible. Oh. Let me see. Do I have 636? I do. You know what? It's not going to work for me. And I could also do the non-lethal weapons and reactive armor, but there were a lot more landmine missions. Looks like they want reactive armor. Well, and now that's not illegal, so that's also another option. If you don't want to be smuggling illegal materials and running the risk of becoming wanted in the system or such. Can also run the legal materials as well, and it typically it's just as profitable. It's just that it tends to dry up a little bit quicker, I've noticed. All right, so we're gonna rotate the boards because. Right. And this is what I'm doing right now is not going to be in the game for much longer, where you can reload and get a whole new refreshed mission board. But we shall see. Better. That jumped quickly. So 2, and that's a couple million there if I take the cash. I'm going to keep taking the cash. I don't need to, I'm not in a hurry to get allied, and I need to make profit. That's good. That's almost 2 million for that one. And there we go. Now we're in friendly. No landmines there. That's a bummer. That's good. But this board's churning out a lot more missions than I was getting toward the end of my run at the last system there, where I would only get 1 or 2 per board. Now I'm getting it 3 or 4 per board, and that's makes a big difference. And they're already starting to pay better, which is very good. That's a good sign. These guys, I just check them, but they don't have anything to offer. All right, so again, we flip the board, and that's basically what I'm doing is just refreshing the mission board. Yep, absolutely. You got it, Daddy. I'm thinking that there are gonna be some pretty significant changes to the mission board, but probably not initially. They're gonna be able to do a lot more with it. And I'm hoping that they, because they capped it for performance issues, because there were many, many more missions. And then that got basically capped. And so now we have much fewer missions than we were getting for a while there. And hopefully they will uncap that, but I don't think that's going to happen right away. Oh, look at all these reactive armor. See, I think I might be jumping back to, but see, the landmines is double, so we'll stick with the landmines because I think I'm looking for that higher payout. A ton of reactive armor missions. Ton of them. Not bad. The system, it's working for me. I'm getting a decent amount of missions. The payouts are not bad, and I'm hoping once I get allied, the payouts should be in the 2.5 to 3 million range for most of the missions. At least 1.5 million, I would think, and that's what you're looking at. And then the amounts are pretty good as well. They're not too high. You notice that I'm skipping the wing missions. I truly think they do. I think that's part of the game that they want, is that they want it to be very difficult to make money. And I mean, it's not that hard to make money, but I mean, I think it doesn't scale properly, I guess, is what I find is the biggest problem, is it just doesn't scale properly. You should be able to make a lot more on a ship that could carry 700 tons of cargo than you actually do. And I also think that you should be able to I don't know, that you should be able to do things that other ships can't. And just like the small ships should be able to do things that the larger ships can't. But when I say it doesn't scale properly, it's like you can make really good money for the size of your ship, when you're a medium-sized ship or a small-sized ship, but you can't comparatively make that same kind of profit in these bigger ships. There just aren't enough missions. You get a lot of low-paying missions. I don't know. Right there, I hit that 650 million mark. I'm happy about that. Considering I wasted about, well, I burned. I wouldn't say wasted, but I spent over an hour looking for this system today. On the other hand, I'm very pleased. Let me just check to see how much I have. 152. And see how it says, it shows that it's illegal. The landmines, and then it has the little illegal marker there. That you always want to check that when you jump into a system. Just to make sure that you have that you're aware that you're carrying illegal goods. Or, you know, sometimes if you don't remember that, you kind of meander on your way into the system and you're not really paying attention, and you end up getting scanned, and then you're marked as a criminal. I think you just have to pay a fine. I'm pretty sure that's all it is. That's what the consensus is. I've never been caught, so I don't know, but maybe I'll try that. Yeah, this smuggling is with the board flipping, I can do in one run over 10 million. So, but it takes a while, and you have to get allied. So I'm getting there. I'm well on my way. It's a good mission. See it now. That payout's far too low. Can't do it. Okay, so now I'm out. So I'm gonna go get more. Let me take a look. Yeah, all clear. So I'm completely empty. All right, I'm gonna do one more run. That put me at 653 million on one run. So I did over almost 9 million for that one run. That's not too terrible. And I gained 2% in my trade rank from that one run. Yep. I hear ya. It's a slow climb. But eventually you'll get there and you'll be able to do, I mean, I can remember hauling, you know, 50 tons was, I thought that was a lot. Gonna go back to open play. I like to fly in open. I'll do one more run and I might I'll just do it. Keep it simple. Where's Fremont Key?
Landing coupler disengaged. Follow the greens on your way out.
Yeah, yes. We've all been there. I remember how excited I was when I was finally able to buy a Type 6. I was like, oh, now I'm going to make a ton of money. I still laugh about it. And you know what? I love that little ship so much. I still have the very first Type 6 I ever bought. Never got rid of it.
You are clear of the station. FSB out.
So this is about to get pretty lucrative. I think I'm going to be able to... I think I'm going to be able... I'll be allied with at least one faction after this run. And that's when it really starts to pay. But this is how you do it. Anybody can find a good trading system. You just have to know what you're looking for, and that's really the hard part, because half the time you don't know what the heck you're looking for. And if you just randomly play the game and fly around, I mean, that can be fun and rewarding and exciting and all that good stuff. But for trading, it really is something that you need to keep close track of. You need to... When you find systems that are spitting out missions that are amazingly good paying, take note. I mean that. Write down notes about that system. You know, what state was each of the factions in? What was the economy? What was the government form? Because then you can go and look for those again. Find another system with the exact same thing maybe the population too. You want to keep track of that, and then go test that system out and see if it spits out the same type of missions. And then if you get 3 or 4 of those systems, you can periodically check them, because ultimately what happens is when you start exploiting something like that, it eventually changes, because the background simulation that you influence how the status of each of those factions and systems and all that good stuff. And so they're going to come out of that. Yep. Yeah. Yes, the cutter is it's the modules that kill you on that thing, because it's, the grade 8 8A modules are so expensive. And that eventually, a fully A-rated engineered cutter is going to be about 2 billion credits when all is said and done. Ooh. I'm going to slow it down.
Orbital flight engaged.
Yes, and unfortunately, landmines are only found on land, on planets. So that's where you have to go to get them. They're not provided on orbital stations, because who needs a landmine in orbit? It's one big ass crater. Let's go. It's over 20 million, I think. Let me see. Yeah, 26,372,000 currently.
Cleared for landing on docking bay 10.
Scan detected.
Touchdown.
Well, the reason that is, it's much lower because I don't have all of the top rated stuff in it. That's I have a much lower rated shield, because I wanted to make more room for cargo. But still, that's an expensive rebuy for a cargo ship. The mission board. Commodities market. And landmine.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Come on.
Detach confirmed. You may depart when ready. Clear of the port. 07, Commander.
Alright, so we head on back, and we're gonna sell these off yet again, and it should put me for, I should be about 18 million with these 2 runs. I mean, not amazing money yet, but for not being allied with the systems, that's actually really good. For you know, if you're doing about 9 million per run. Almost clear. Alright. I'm pretty happy that I did manage to find another system. Alright, so here we go. Gotta throttle back because that white dwarf will eat us alive. Always make sure you're very aware that white dwarves are unforgiving. If you don't throttle back, you will definitely get pulled out of Super Cruise. Especially in a ship like this. I can't turn quickly enough, so the loop that I have to do puts me right through the exclusion zone of that star, of the white dwarf, and then I'm toast. I lost a Federal Corvette, fully engineered, to a white dwarf once. It took nearly 15 minutes for the ship to be destroyed because it had so much hull and so much shields, but I just couldn't get out. It was very, very upsetting. I was very angry because that was my pride and joy, that ship. Now I had the rebuy for it, but still, it was a very expensive, stupid mistake. So I don't ever take my really expensive ships anywhere near white dwarves anymore. Learn from that mistake. Oh. There we go. And again, what I'm trying to do is I'm just lining up the station as best I can. Yep. That's the way it goes. it is. Looks like it's pretty well lined up. Maybe a little bit off. Ah, not bad. Alright, so throttle up.
Papa Alpha Tango. You are now in Federation space.
Oh, good. Landing pad 40, so I can actually hit this pretty quickly.
Landing authorized. Assigned to landing pad 40.
But not quite that fast. So we're going to throttle back.
Scan detected.
And not this time, buddy. There we go. Didn't even have to pop a heat sink. Oh, too far. Sometimes I get the timing wrong on the descent there. All right.
Contact. Deploying ground services. This facility is in high alert, Commander. Security level Alpha is in
All right,
effect.
time to make some bank here. I'm hoping that I get close to 660 million. We'll see. See, the reason I don't attract pirates, this is the trick. Try not to accept a lot of missions at all. Like, I had 2 that I had accepted. And typically I'll attract pirates when I have missions accepted, even if I don't have cargo. You know, they'll hit me on the way back when I have my cargo. But the key is to not accept any missions at all and just transport the landmines and then go through the boards and accept the missions. And that way you don't have to deal with any of it. Because you don't have any missions, so they're not sending. And occasionally I still will get jumped by a pirate, like a non-mission specific pirate, but much fewer and farther between. And because it's only one jump, that seems to minimize it as well. But what I do, I try not to carry any mission in my. That way, that significantly cuts down on the pirates coming at me. But boy, oh boy, there were so many landmine missions. Now there's none, and it's because I'm carrying landmines. I have a feeling. But we'll go back to solo play. I was getting interdicted like 3 or 4 times in like 100 light seconds, and I was like, no, I gotta find a better way. And so the best method I figured out is don't accept any missions. Go get your materials, then just refresh the board and get the missions. And that way I can just kind of go through and just dump off my cargo in a safe place. Yeah, and that's really what I like about the cutter as well. It's just a very fast ship in a straight line. So I just, point away from them, boost, and get away. Almost done. We're cashing in smuggled landmines in. And now I'm just trying to make my deals. But everybody wanted landmines until I brought them landmines, and now they want reactive armor. Lots and lots of reactive armor. And non-lethal weapon. That would have been 2.8. You have to be allied to get those big missions. Bummer. Not there yet. Keeping it rolling. Take a look in a sec after this run, see what my my rank ends up to be. About 3 million away from my goal. I haven't. You know what? I would think it might if you do it with a bunch of other commanders, but I'm pretty much by myself in this system, and nobody else is smuggling but me. So I don't think I have very much impact at all. In fact, I think the system changes all on its own, and I don't have any really impact at all. But I would think if a bunch of commanders are in there smuggling, then yeah, I think it's going to make a big difference. I think it could flip the system to a lockdown. Same thing with piracy and murder. You know, if there's a lot of crime. Nice. Okay, friendly. So I'm friendly with 2 factions now, and that's just I've done 2 runs. So that's the kind of progress you like to see. Things are working out, and I'm taking the maximum payout because there's no reason to take a loss on this. Every little bit works toward my rank, and as long as I'm making a decent profit per ton, it's all good. And I'm making a fairly decent profit per ton. And there we go. I hit that 660 million that I was looking for. If I didn't have to look for a system for an hour and a half to do this, I think I would have hit that 700 million goal that I set for myself. Let's take a look at how much I have in my cargo hold. Well, first of all, 77, so I'm up another couple percentage points. Almost to 80%. I think one more run and I'll hit that 80%. And then I have, oh, geez, I still have 245 tons, so we're not done yet. I'm going to reset the mission board. And hopefully we get a favorable board here. I can't remember if I was in solo or not. Darn it. I think I... There. Hey, thank you, Grim. I appreciate it. More landmines. Ah, the life of a smuggler. Oh, see here. Now I have to steal landmines. I'm not doing that. That's too much work when I can just go buy them. Alright, so there, and this is the last Civil War. There we go. Look at all these missions. These boards have been pretty good. They're a little stingy, not giving a lot of high payouts, but we're getting there. Well, no, I don't have another plan, and I wouldn't be doing this, believe it or not, unless I wouldn't be doing this if they weren't getting rid of it. So, if that makes any sense. So, this isn't how I typically play, but I figured why the heck not. I want to get that trade rank, and I'm not doing this to make money. Typically, what I do to make money, which is also going to be killed when they get rid of the mission board refresh, is I used to do passenger missions because it's very lucrative. But no, I have no idea how things are going to shake out once they change it. So we'll just have to play it by ear. The one thing that I always, whenever they roll out a change, there's always some new way to make money, and it either gets nerfed right away or people are quiet about it and they just they exploit it as much as they can. But I'm looking at it as I'll eventually find something that's profitable enough so that it's not too much of a struggle. But I mean, my primary focus here is I want to get that trade rank, and so once it's done, and then I won't have to worry about it. But I mean, I've played the game for 4 years, and this is really the first time I've done any focus to trade at all. I've made money other ways, so, and you know, if worse comes to worse, you can still make decent money in combat. So, and you can pick up lots of materials. So, and that's always fun. But I still think that it cannot be that they're going to remove the ability to make money. I have to think that they're going to do something to balance it out eventually. But who knows? I mean, I don't know what that's going to be, but a good question. But I have no idea how I'm going to make money effectively after they get rid of all of that stuff. Oh, look at now. Here come. This is what I hate. Now here come all the wing missions with landmines. Not allied yet, so I can't get that. I don't think they've told us when. They've been kind of cagey about the whole thing. Alright, so we'll hit this one more time. Oh, back to open play. Bad mission boards. You know, I think you can actually make decent money killing those Thargoid swarms, those the scouts. I think that pays out pretty well. But yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't tend to do a ton of combat, but I enjoy it. I don't find it very boring. I like to practice doing things like with flight assist off, and I like to take on multiple, you know, ship wings. So like I'll get into my my Corvette with a fighter bay, and I'll take on a wing of like 5 or 3 Anacondas and 2 smaller ships, and just take them out one by one and see how well I do. My ship is so engineered. It takes about 5 ships for it to start denting my shields, but it pays pretty well. I mean, especially if I'm taking out elite Anacondas, typically the payouts are very high. Yeah, so we're all out. All right, let's see. I'm at 669 million, so not bad. And I did 78% trade rank. So that's not too bad for 2 runs, considering that's about 5% increase. I'm going to keep running this. I'll probably do it one more time tomorrow, and I think I should, if I do this for the whole time I'm streaming, I should hit that 100% trade rank and hit elite. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I think I'm done for today. It's coming up on, yeah, it's about 1 o'clock local time here, and I need to eat. But it's been a lot of fun working with you guys on this and chatting with you about how best to go about it. I've learned a ton about trade that I think I can use in the future. We'll see how they change the game up. I mean, that could be very interesting. I think it's going to change up a lot of things for how things are done in the game. But I'm hopeful, because this game is such a complex system, that it will open up new opportunities and new ways to make money that we haven't really thought about at the moment. We'll have to see what the mechanics of the new mission board is and how they change the payouts and stuff. So hopefully we will we'll get some positive, not just the negative. I know a lot of people are dwelling on the negative right now of, oh man, that's going to kill any sort of money making process in the game, but I don't think it will. I'm holding out hope that we're going to find a way to work with it to make some decent money. I mean, there's always things to be done. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. That's going to do it for me. I'm Very Dead. This is Very Dead Gaming. I will be back on tomorrow morning playing Elite Dangerous. Please join me. We're going to do more of the smuggling, and hopefully you'll be around to watch me hit Elite for trade rank. And then I just have one more thing to do, and that's my Elite combat rating, which then I think is what I'm going to switch gears and do. So please join me. I look forward to talking with you guys and playing again tomorrow. It's been a lot of fun. I will see you